Adwa TV, bringing good things to life.
A good friend of mine once said, okay, my friend didn't say anything. Good evening and welcome to PM Ghana here on Adwa Television. My name is Reginald Addy, certainly bridging the gap between the lawmakers and the populace. Many thanks to you for having stayed. On Tuesday, I was here with you, had a conversation with some of the Ghanaian students who were stuck in Russia. In neighboring Ukraine and some other neighboring countries. Some of them were lodging in Romania, specifically those I spoke to, and we got to understand that they are safe. Whilst Russia and Ukraine continue to um, go on about in these banter, more than a banter, it's a war actually. Other nations, other parts of the world are suffering the impact, and certainly, I guess you know what we're talking about. We're talking about the increment in fuel prices. This we thought was going to end when around 28th February we saw the increment or the rippling increment in transportation fares preceding from the 28th February increment in fuel prices, where fuel prices went up as high as about 6%. We were warned that by March 1st, today is 3rd March actually, that fuel prices were going to go even further. And just when we thought it couldn't come any sooner, full that was being sold at about 7.9 cities is now selling at maximum 8.5 cities with a minimum of 8.2 cities. This is between a 3 to 4% or 5% increment if you would have it. Now, as if that is not enough, liquefied petroleum gas prices has also increased. Yes, increased by 5% from today. So if you go out there, if you're unfortunate and you don't have enough stock to last you whilst you prepare yourself and your gas gets finished today or tomorrow, you're going to go out there and buy it at a quite, higher price than you bought it the previous time. Now, all of these that we are suffering are based on a couple of factors, and I'll share those factors with you because we were informed about these on AM Ghana in the morning as well. If you followed the conversation, and if you missed that conversation, you can follow us on this very conversation on our Facebook platform, Adwa TV Ghana, where we're streaming live as well. You can send your messages to us and your thoughts as well. And I'll be joined on the phone lines tonight by two very good friends. I'll be speaking to Honorable Peter Lanchini Tobu, the Member of Parliament for Wild West constituency in the Upper West region. And then, when we're done with all of these concerns and maybe touching a bit on the rising coup concerns in the country, because Professor Guba mentioned it, and yesterday he had member of parliament, and that is Katie Hammond, blasting him on that pronouncement. Many other individuals have also lambasted him on that. Now, it's surprising that some people seem to support the idea of a coup. Well, we would look at the security effect and the other effects therein with Honorable Tobu because he is a former executive secretary to the IGP. He's a retired police officer, now a member of parliament. Now, when you move away from that, about our judicial system, that Honorable Tobu has also spoken about yesterday, that was Tuesday in parliament. He made a statement about the delivery of justice or the justice system in Ghana, where policemen seem to be the ones prosecuting instead of maintaining peace, law, and order. Now, this is supposed to be a responsibility of the courts. Is there something wrong somewhere? Who is supposed to prosecute? That is a question. We'll be posting this to Honorable Lanshini Tobu as well. I believe that you had seen or chanced upon a document wherein the General Secretary for the National Democratic Congress, Johnson Asiedu Nketia, Honorable Mosquito, or General Mosquito, if you put it that way, had appealed to the Commonwealth Secretariat to, as a matter of fact, look at matters of human rights in the country and also about what they call the improper attacks on some of the members. We'll be looking at that with a friend who is a lawyer John Agbote, will join us via the phone lines and we'll delve into this very conversation. So do not go anywhere. Do stay tuned. We'll be right back after this quick turnaround and we'll go straight into the conversations. My name is Reginald Addy.
Blue City is a manufacturer and supplier of high quality fashion accessories. We design and make quality bow ties, flying ties, lapel pins, ladies brooches, fabric necklaces, African wares, and so much more for your weddings, schools, institutions, bands, choir, singing groups, individuals, and so many more. We use both African prints and foreign fabrics to make your beautiful accessories for you. Oh yeah! Contact us via call or WhatsApp or SMS on 0240 926 564. Locate us at Odoko Official Town opposite Emils Preparatory School. Check us out on social media, Facebook and Instagram at Blue City Fashion. Blue City, creativity and style.
Welcome aboard the safest airline in Africa. With industry-leading safety measures to protect your well-being. The first in Africa to earn a diamond standard of safety. Offering a more contactless, safe, and seamless experience. Delivered with a smile by Africa's first fully vaccinated crew. Creating special memories that bring the joy back to flying so you can continue making memories with your loved ones. Book your flight with Rwandair today. Rwandair, the safest airline in Africa.
Rwandair, fly the dream of Africa.
Blue City is a manufacturer and supplier of high-quality fashion accessories. We design and make quality bow ties, flying ties, lapel pins, ladies' brooches, fabric necklaces, African wares, and so much more for your weddings, schools, institutions, bands, choir, singing groups, individuals, and so many more. We use both African prints and foreign fabrics to make your beautiful accessories for you. Oh yeah! Contact us via call or WhatsApp or SMS on 0240-926-564. Locate us at Odoko Official Town opposite Emils Preparatory School. Check us out on social media, Facebook and Instagram at Blue City Fashion. Blue City, creativity and style.
Welcome aboard the safest airline in Africa. With industry-leading safety measures to protect your well-being. The first in Africa to earn a diamond standard of safety. Offering a more contactless, safe, and seamless experience. Delivered with a smile by Africa's first fully vaccinated crew. Creating special memories that bring the joy back to flying, so you can continue making memories with your loved ones. Book your flight with Rwandair today. Rwandair, the safest airline in Africa.
Rwandair, fly the dream of Africa.
Blue City is a manufacturer and supplier of high-quality fashion accessories. We design and make quality bow ties, flying ties, lapel pins, ladies' brooches, fabric necklaces, African wares, and so much more for your weddings, schools, institutions, bands, choir, singing groups, individuals, and so many more. We use both African prints and foreign fabrics to make your beautiful accessories for you. Oh yeah! Contact us via call or WhatsApp or SMS on 0240-926-564. Locate us at Odoko Official Town opposite Emils Preparatory School. Check us out on social media, Facebook and Instagram at Blue City Fashion. Blue City, creativity and style.
Welcome aboard the safest airline in Africa. With industry-leading safety measures to protect your well-being. the first in Africa to earn a diamond standard of safety, offering a more contactless, safe, and seamless experience. Delivered with a smile by Africa's first fully vaccinated crew, creating special memories that bring the joy back to flying so you can continue making memories with your loved ones. Book your flight with Rwandair today. Rwandair, the safest airline in Africa.
Rwandair, fly the dream of Africa.
Welcome aboard the safest airline in Africa. With industry-leading safety measures to protect your well-being. The first in Africa to earn a diamond standard of safety. Offering a more contactless, safe, and seamless experience. Delivered with a smile by Africa's first fully vaccinated crew, creating special memories that bring the joy back to flying so you can continue making memories with your loved ones. Book your flight with Rwandair today. Rwandair, the safest airline in Africa.
Rwandair, fly the dream of Africa.
Thanks to you for staying with us. So you're watching PM Ghana here on Adult Television. We're live on Facebook, Ghana. I indicated that we are going to be looking at matters of incrementing for prices and probably touch a bit more on the NDC lawsuit with lawyer John Agbotil. And my two guests will be joining us via the phone lines, and we will delve into these matters. So first, we'll be speaking to Honorable Peter Tobu, of the Wild West constituency, beg your pardon, Member of Parliament in the Upper West region, former Executive Secretary to the IGP. And we'll be looking at the increment in fuel prices and, of course, the rising concerns of coal in the country. If we have Honorable Tobu on the line, we will quickly speak to him. In the meantime, touching on the increment in fuel prices, I indicated I was going to take you through some of the reasons why we are here as far as the current fuel price increments is concerned. Before we go into that, let's take a look at this very one. So this is a current standing of some of the OMCs. OMCs are oil marketing companies, and this indicates the least price for companies selling at the least price and some selling at the highest prices. So let's look at it now. During the last pricing window, that was around the 24th February, up until March 1st, OMCs like Benab Oil, Zen Petroleum, the Goodness Oil, the Star Oil, Allied, and AMSA were all selling at the least price fall on the market, and you can see as indicated on your screens there, they were selling at the list prices. When you look at the top companies, you know, the ones that we very well know of, they're talking about the Total Energies and Shell Vivo, or you look at Shell Allied Oil in there, and you look at Puma. Is that they were selling at the highest prices for within the last pricing window, with the prices going as high as 8.29 and as low as 7.70. This is a matter of concern, and we'll be speaking straight with Honorable Peter Lanshne Tobu, who is a member of parliament for the Wild West constituency. Honorable, good evening and thanks for joining us.
Good evening, my brother. How are you?
I'm doing very well, Honorable.
Great.
I must first off let me commend you for your candid role, especially in the committees that you serve on, the Defense and Interior Committee and the Committee of Members holding offices of profit. And I must say that your contributions on the floor, especially to statements that have been raised, that have been presented so far, yesterday, 2 days ago, and even today, let me say kudos to you for all the good work that you're doing in Parliament.
Thank you very much also. I think that we are all just contributing our quota to make Ghana a better place.
Very well, very well. So before we go on to matters of the justice system or legal issues, I believe that you are aware of the petition that the General Secretary of the NDC has presented. First off, let's look at a matter of major concern about 4 price increments. I don't know if I missed it, but I have been looking forward that an urgent statement will be made, especially by the minority, which is serving as a check on the current administration, about the rising spate of 4 prices in the country. Did I miss it, or that we are not so bothered as a country?
Thank you very much. Let me say good evening to our cherished viewers and listeners. To say that it's a beautiful day.
Certainly.
It's come to an end. We've left Parliament. We are thinking about tomorrow. But we need to know as Ghanaians that Parliament defines our democracy.
Certainly.
The best brains we have in Parliament can help push this country forward. Can help ensure the checks and balances that are required for people to understand that the executive, the legislature, and the judiciary must function to complement each other's efforts and not to get into, excuse me, unhealthy competitions. Sometimes the competition is so dirty that you begin to ask yourself, why are we there? Why do we create these checks and balances? Don't you know I have oversight over your role to ensure that you don't abuse your power? But Parliament is coming tall. The Ghanaian people have spoken loudly in the 2020 election, and they produced one of the best parliaments ever in the world, a hand parliament. Some people say it's a near hand parliament, but of course we have 137 MPs for the NDC and 137 MPs for the NPP. But one can, I'm sure if we had about 276 MPs in the House, God intended just to split it through the middle. There have been 138, 138. Unfortunately, we have 275, so if you split it, you are going to get 137.5. So that 0.5 put together became an independent candidate. Parliament is so worried about happenings in the country now.
Okay.
Parliament is definitely concerned about the uncontrollable rise in fuel prices. The security implications are dire. The economic implications are serious because fuel is basically life. But that is where we are getting to. So if probably you've not heard it from Parliament as in the form of a statement, you have heard several other comments that we've made regarding the security situation of this country.
Yes.
And if you trace it back, you realize that fuel has a security implication.
Right.
And just like Kofi Annan said some years back, he said you cannot be thinking about development when you don't have security. Today the whole country is jittery. Everybody's talking about coup. And when you mention coup, you see people getting jittery. They just get scared. So when you hear the word coup, then you get scared. And all of a sudden we are becoming reactionary. It tells you all is not well. So in this frame of thinking, how on earth will you have a peace of mind to go and sit down in your room and be thinking about a new economic strategy? How on earth will you be thinking about a better strategy to replace the collapse planting for full-time jobs program? How on earth will you think that one district, one factory is a concept that you brought and probably you need to fine-tune it and make it better? Where will you have the peace to ensure that the thinking of reviewing the free SHS must be done in consultation with many other people because you are afraid of your life tomorrow? So security is an anchor to national development. So if fuel price increases have a nexus with security, all of us, not just Parliament, every Ghanaian should be concerned.
Very well. Now, the increment in fuel prices, of course, has sparked up concerns amongst Ghanaians. And this is also coming at a time when Ghanaians, after having lamented severally about the e-levy, are facing this. And if things, I don't know, but if things go according to the way of the current administration, the e-levy will be implemented. I don't know if you saw in today's papers, but one of the benefits that the finance minister indicated we would derive from e-levy is the U-Start. And U-Start is being touted to begin from 1st April. This means that one way or the other, the e-levy is going to be passed. And this is what many have warned about, that if we don't take care about how things are going in the country, a coup could be imminent. You are a retired police officer. Now, does it present real life situations? Does the current situations, does it present real life, examples to why, or to precedences leading to a coup?
Thank you very much. Professor Atibuda delivered the lecture. I listened from beginning to the end. And when I hear people trying to condemn me, I wonder if they listen to the tape. He said, we don't want coup in this country. But if care is not taken, listen, we don't want coup in this country. But if care is not taken, we may have one soon. And he connected his statement to somebody who has conducted research, a PhD holder, who used Ghana as a case study to conduct research on why coups succeed and why some other coups don't succeed. And he said, if you read the thesis, it will look like reading the Bible. Everything looks so fresh. As if what Huntington was saying is alive in Ghana now. And he's saying that if I dwell on that research document, I wouldn't be surprised that we are so close to a coup. But it is still premised on the fact that we don't want coup.
Right.
And he went ahead to say he's even entreating the Minister of National Security to get in touch with his friend. He teaches in the American War College. Please have a conversation with him. What is wrong with having a conversation with an expert in an area who can provide some ideas for you to stabilize your country? What is wrong with that? But here's the case. The Ghanaian thinking. When you get coup, everybody has to insult. Who is that? Who is talking like that? But nobody goes ahead to be patient to listen to, let's do something now. It's not like me going home and telling my family people, we don't want children in this family. Yet, the way I see it is, if we don't carry my grandfather to the hospital, we may have a funeral in this house very soon. My brother, is that offensive? I am saying that we don't want a funeral. Yet, if we don't carry this old man to the hospital, we are likely to have a funeral very soon. And somebody gets us there, you want to kill the old man. The way you are talking, you want him to die. Oh, please. Let our education give us some enlightenment. For us to always respect the Ghanaian people, that when we are sharing ideas, we should be passionate and we should consider the public interest before we become so partisan in our analysis.
Well, Honorable, so when you listen to Professor Atiguwa, yes, his statement was more of based on probability. He used this word, for instance, like may. He uses signals like if care is not taken. These conditional clauses, which means there is a possibility of a coup. Now, you are part of the Defense and Interior Committee. Has it caused the committee to perhaps want to look at, engaging the security agencies in the country so as to ascertain if there could be any form of, plans or intentions where they stand in providing security for the nation? Because, of course, usually when coup starts, it begins with them.
Thank you very much. The statement or presentation by Professor Atiguwa isn't the presentation that will activate the Defense and Interior Committee of Parliament. No. If you look at the National Security Strategy, in that document it's clearly stated in there that youth unemployment is the greatest threat to Ghana's peace and security. Youth unemployment is the greatest security threat. So I'm very sure Defense and Interior Committee, when we look at the security of Ghana holistically, we tend to agree with the national security document that we should be thinking fast forward in giving hope to many of these hopeless young people walking on the surface of Ghana. It is leadership that must provide them with that hope. It is Parliament that must provide the oversight for the executive to provide hope for these people. So we are very concerned. As I've always said, I have a background in that field. So sometimes on air, it is not proper that we lay the cards there. But I can tell you as a matter of fact, the Defense and Interior Committee of Parliament is so much concerned about what is happening, is so much concerned about the signs that are so clear to every eye. Duncan Williams, the bishop, he says what? The signs are all over the world. The signs are all over the world.
What signs?
The signs of the possible what is it? Instability.
Right.
What causes instability? Frustration, hopelessness, collapsed economy, right? Inflation. Mention them. So if you look at all these things, the signs are written all over. And that is why somebody says, hey, if you don't take care, if you don't do something, I will go and sleep. Who will be surprised? But there is nobody in this country who is praying for a coup. But when the economy is collapsing to the point that the Minister of Finance comes clear with all the fine English withered together, and he says what? The reality is that there is no money. 340 billion expended from 2017 to date. And today somebody says there is no money. And we ask a simple question. We are supposed to be sitting on money. It is a castle, and I come there. We're supposed to be sitting on money. Finance Minister, did you consult your president? Listen, and I have said this. With my background, we talk about impact. If I give you an appointment and your job is to transform Ghana's economy, we are transforming the gadget economy. After 5 years, if you come back and tell me there's no money in the economy, then the best thing I will do is to fire you. But maybe the president has a reason why he's still hoping against hope that this is the best hand he has that will help him to transform the economy. But for some of us, through our experiences around the world and what we've seen, listen, if it is going to rain, at least you can see the clouds and you can see all the signs. But it's very clear that failure began and we are seeing it completely now. They failed. So if they don't want to change hands and bring in more people to help them, NDC brought in the Century Economic Forum. It was to open up for Ghanaians. Pianin and Co, all of them went there to put the ideas together. It is for Ghana. Let's just drop this arrogance and let's open up. You can't do it. You have collapsed the economy. Can you open up and tell Ghanaians, please listen, ideas, somebody say, the ideas don't finish. Please can't help me. And I'm sure a lot of people will be very happy that you are honest, that you hit the wall, and you are looking for a savior. People will come and support you. I'm sure even President John Dramani Mahama, if you invite him to provide some alternatives, he will be willing to sit down and look at what we can do to make Ghana better. After all, no government is no party is coming to rule this country permanently. You will be gone very soon. So if you allow you to create the mess and go, the next government will come and suffer. So we are willing, as a party in parliament, to support government to do proper government business, to keep the economy's head above water. But if you are willing and the person is supposed to bring the business is bringing nothing, you can force him.
Well, Honorable, let's touch a bit on the increments in fuel prices. You and I know that there are some, certain factors that are leading. Some of these factors, of course, we may not necessarily have an entire control over, because some of these are essential. When you look at taxation, for instance, it is essential that a nation, implements taxes. But certain aspects that we expect that this current administration would do so much better in is with the exchange rate, as the vice president himself indicated that when the what's not is weak, something will expose you. I believe you know what I'm talking about.
Yes. If your fundamentals are weak, the exchange rate will expose you.
Very well. So I don't know where we stand up. If the fundamentals are still, well, anyway, the substance of it is that, is there any hope for the full price increments? Because reading into sources, I chanced upon an information that oil prices could stay within, at a point, 71 and 79 dollars brackets in the entirety of 2022. Is there hope?
Thank you very much. If you look at what is happening in Eastern Europe, the conflict between Ukraine and Russia is definitely going to have a toll on many economies, particularly on fuel. And if it has an impact, negative impact on fuel prices, it will drop down to the consumer. So gradually, crude oil price will increase, and the ex-pump price of fuel in Ghana will continue to rise. Now we have agreed that we're going for deregulation. So prices are automated. When prices rise in the world market and it gets there, the price will continue to increase. And this automatism, will it continue without any government intervention? Then what is the essence of governance? Governance is just to ensure that people have a better life. So if government sets up a system that automates prices, and this automatic system is creating prices that kills the people, responsible government will begin to look at alternative to cushion the people. It could be in the form of tax cuts, it could be in the form of subsidies, but whatever it is, the people matter. In governance, three things I always say. If you are a serious government, number one, you think about the people. Number two, you think about the people. And number three, the people should guide all your actions. So everything you do is about the people.
Yeah.
So if the people are crying and say, you will not listen, then ask us, why are you in government? You are in government because sovereignty resides in the people. So they're only giving you small power for small time. To use your brains to lead them from where they are to where they ought to be, not necessarily where they want to be. So if you are leading them and they feel that they are pressed, they are rather being oppressed, they are rather being suppressed, they are boiling in fire, and then you decide that you will not listen, then you are getting into the realms of dictatorship. That is not democracy. I think that where we are getting to, all of us need to understand what democracy is about. We should have the freedom to speak, but we should be responsible enough to think about Ghana.
Well, when you speak about the people, and when you tell us about the power, the sovereignty that rests of Ghana, that resides in the people of Ghana, in whose name and for whose welfare the powers of government are to be exercised, you take me back to a write-up that you did, the Tomorrow I Saw, somewhere last year. I read it, very interesting piece. I think you should have written 30 books by now. But I'm charging you to write at least 5 books before you exit this world, because I'm looking forward to you on that.
Thank you so much.
Right now, you made a statement. I just want us to take a little detour into the presentation that the General Secretary of the NDC, the party to which you belong, made to the Commonwealth Secretariat. Now, he is appealing for the international court to look at the human rights cases in the country and the persecution of NDC MPs in Ghana. Now, first thing to notice is that this is obviously, a shy away from our judicial system. Now, many believe that we have a very robust judicial system, but I'll take you back to the Tomorrow that you saw. One of the points that you made was that you saw judges who got corrupted and regretted filling our prisons with innocent and vulnerable souls, purpose to convince the world that there is seeming justice. Justice who got corrupted, filling our prisons with innocent and vulnerable souls, purporting that there is seeming justice. When I read this, it seems to tell me that you also do not trust the justice system in the country. And if I should take you closer to a presentation, I am always there in Parliament, and so about 2 days ago, you made a statement. You say, when you look at the justice system in Ghana, I would say that as a country, we need to embolden the individual agencies that constitute the system and make them interact well. It seems that you have a lot of qualms about the justice system in the country. What is your peculiar concern?
Thank you very much. Justice denied. So justice delayed is justice denied. When I talk about justice, I am passionate about it, very particularly criminal justice.
Certainly.
So we talk about the criminal justice system. It's a system. And all the agencies that constitute the system must understand each other and must have the bigger picture in mind. I am particular about the justice system because do you know that if the people of Ghana are not happy with Parliament, they only wait at 2024 and they can change all of us. If the people are not happy with the executive, they only wait to 2024 and they vote out the president and all his ministers will be gone. But if the people are not happy with the justices, whether in the Supreme Court or the Appeal Court, they are restrained by law because the man is supposed to be there up to 70 years. Okay? So I'm saying that if the judicial system is corrupt, it can eat up the soul and spirit of the nation. And that is very dangerous. And that is why they always give them that protection. That if you are a judge, you can only retire at a particular age. And no president can come and change you. We try to protect them and enhance their independence by taking politics away. So when you find judges behaving as if they've been influenced politically, it defeats the purpose of that political nature we intend to create in the judicial system. But for me, what I saw is what I saw. The Tomorrow I saw that when you go to our prisons, the prison is supposed to be a correctional institution. People are ought to get in there and come out better society. But we find people who get in there and they come out worse criminals than they got in there. So are the prisons churning out criminals or the prisons are reforming people? Do you blame the prisons? No. Do they have the capacity to transform? Do they have the capacity to correct? Are they empowered enough? Are they being resourced enough to be able to correct people and bring them out as better people than they were sent in? If the answer is no, then why are we keeping them there? Because they are getting worse. If only we had found some non-custodial sentences for them and let them have some impact on communities, it would have been better than taking them to their own prison or war prison or commercial prison. After 3 years, it turns out that it's a totally hardened criminal, just waiting to do something and go back there. And what is interesting, you find people who prefer to be in prisons than to live in normal society. Doesn't that surprise you? There are people who go into prison and they come out, they find that the world has rejected them. There is so much stigmatization, and they're just trying to find a way to go back to prison. Because sometimes in prisons, you go there, you have senior men. They have positions, they occupy big positions, and they command a lot of respect. So when they come back to society and nobody respects them, they feel that going back to prison is a better place. So if you treat this, we call it recidivism, recycle prisoners. If recycle prisoners, the number is increasing, society is not safe. So when I talk about the justice system, my point is that when you find decisions that look too political, that even judges will tell on the very reasonable grounds, they will tell you after this judgment, this is a political judgment. So those of us who are not lawyers, when you hear some of these comments, you ask yourself, tomorrow it could be my turn. And if the law is not working, if the law is not the master, chaos is imminent. And that is my worry.
I certainly understand your worry, but what do you make of the petition by the General Secretary of your party to the Commonwealth Secretariat? Now, do you think that it is going to yield anything, especially considering the limited impositions that the Commonwealth could impose on our courts? Because Ghana, of course, is a sovereign state. Even though we belong to the Commonwealth and may have signed some treaties which may be binding upon us.
Thank you very much. Let me just answer this question with another scenario. Russia has invaded Ukraine. Russia is a member of the United Nations. Russia has veto power. All the other 14 members of the Security Council can draft the resolution and do anything. Russia will just walk in there in a minute and veto it. So, some allies with America, and they will decide to bring sanctions. Okay? When you are bringing sanctions on Russia, you want to ask the Russians, are these people right? They don't really care whether they are right or not. What they want to do is what they want to do. And sometimes, if you are suffocated, you are being suffocated to death and you are screaming, whether the people around are hearing you, or whether somebody who is passing by very far away can also hear you, all you are saying is that people hear me, I'm dying. Whether it is the continental body that will hear us, whether it's the international body that will hear us, whether anybody within Ghana will hear, what the NDC is saying is that there is something happening in this country that is so undemocratic. And you know, that petition that was written, somebody says, yo, it's an attack on the sovereignty of Ghana. And I said, if you were in that position, sometimes I ask myself, listen, let's be honest and Daniel. Let's assume President John Dramani Mahama was president. And NDC has 137 people in parliament. NPP has 137. Just like we have it now. Just to reverse it, let the president be John Mahama. And I'm telling you, the kind of thing you have seen, the kind of noise you have heard in this country. So sometimes I get surprised that people are quiet. And when somebody does something similar, they say, hey, you people are talking too much. Are they all there? The people who used to scream behind the pulpit. Look, go to the Independence Square. It used to be seen on a monthly basis, praying for the recovery of the Ghana city, praying for rain to come so that Tumsa will go away. Where are all those prayer warriors that got into their rooms and now they're communing with God in secrecy to ensure that prayers are answered better? Listen, this country, the level of hypocrisy that has eaten up our fabric is so deep that young as we are, we need to rise up and tell people that the old ways of doing things, the status quo can no longer stand. Let's follow the spirit of Lin Kuan Yew and Dr. Kwame Nkrumah by saying that truth is one. Say it and die. If it's for your country, you'll be remembered for tomorrow. Why are we afraid? Why are we all quiet? The country is driven into the ditch. The economy has been driven over the cliff. It has been driven over the cliff. and everybody is tired as if nothing has happened? No, let's all be quiet. Tomorrow when you take tractor, you see that the price has changed. You go to buy things, you see that the price has changed. When your child comes up, you see the garden you want to buy, the price will change, and your salary remains the same thing. The nominal value of your income has dropped drastically. When you ask yourself what is happening, and you tell you that is what we call economic meltdown. The impact is getting into your pocket, and that is a sign of economic management.
Well, Honorable, we'll be wrapping up. But before we wrap up, this same courts that we tend to, that the NDC tends to, move beyond to go to an international court for an appeal, is the same court that is looking, that has set next week, that is 9th March, to rule on the right of the deputy speakers to vote when they are presiding over the business of the House. Now, this comes, of course, you know better than I do, in relation to Honorable Joseph Osei Wosu's position to vote whilst he was presiding over business of the House. This was a suit filed by one lawyer, Justice Abdullahi, and I believe that you are certainly aware of this. How do you expect the same system that you don't seem to believe so much in to rule on this matter?
Thank you very much. I wish that on the day of ruling, I will not listen to radio. I'll wait until the next morning, then I'll read it in the paper to see what the decision was. I am sad, but when this matter was put before court, I thought all of us on this bench should stop talking about it and wait for the justices to interpret the Constitution. That's the work given assigned. Okay? I could still read on some two occasions the third deputy speaker saying that if you sit today, he has to go and vote. You rise and go and vote and come back and sit down. And that's after the case was filed in the Supreme Court for interpretation. So I sometimes ask myself, is he privy to the decision? If he's not privy to the decision that is coming, I expect him to be quiet. And he's saying that, look, if it happens today, I will still vote. He's saying he's expressing some confidence that very soon it will be declared that I can vote. If not, we should be quiet. I don't know what he's seen. I don't know what the information he's gotten. And he's so confident. But for me, simple, not a lawyer, practicality. I have never seen in my life any game that the referee is standing in the middle. And when it becomes critical, that the team is about to draw, the referee blows a penalty and goes to stand behind the ball, give the whistle to somebody, and plays and scores. When he finishes, he comes back to take the whistle and say, let's continue the match. I have never seen it before in my life.
Who is the figurative referee? Who is the figurative referee in this? The
figurative referee is the speaker.
I see.
The moment you sit on that chair presiding, the law says you cannot vote because you are supposed to be an impartial umpire. So if in that impartiality there's a debate and there is a ruling, in other words, you put the question and there is a voice vote and they insisted that you should count. And in the process of counting, you were not part of the voice vote. You presided the voice vote. So when you are counting, you can't jump down and go and ask to be counted because you didn't have a part. You didn't have a role to take part in the voice vote. So how can you be part? And the matter is before the Supreme Court. Let's allow our justices to give us an interpretation that will be sustainable. I mean that. See, sometimes if we interpret laws to suit what is possible today, and it doesn't have the space to sustain that decision, tomorrow, whoever presided over the matter, your name will go down in history to have taken the worst decision ever. But whatever happens, we write it down. Students of law will read, and they'll read decisions. And sometimes you read a decision even as a law student, and you realize that this particular decision, I don't care what the circumstances were. This is really a bad one. But it's part of law. Very particular at the Supreme Court. If it's pronounced, it becomes law. And you know what? We don't have bad laws. You know that. That is why when people blame police, I always laugh. The policeman is duty is to enforce the law.
Yes.
If you think that the law is too robust, the law is not gentle enough. The law doesn't have a human face. Please go and tell the people who make the law that they should look at that law again. If not, if you pass it and you go and give it to the enforcement agency, they will enforce it according to the spirit and letter of that law.
Right.
So there is no bad law, and there is no wicked law. It is just the law. Right. If the law is not good, tell the lawmakers. Don't talk to the enforcers.
Very well. Well, thank you very much, Honorable Peter Atobu. Very salient presentations tonight. I'm very grateful for your time.
It's always a pleasure. Have a blessed day. I hope that with the little that we do, we endear ourselves to the public, and they will be able to learn a bit. We are also willing to learn from anybody at all who can provide us further and better particulars on any matter that we are also limited in knowledge.
Such humble spirit and hard fighting spirit you are. God bless you so much. And like I said, I'll be looking forward to your 5 books before you pass. And on this note, I'm praying that you get a longer life so that you can accomplish those 5 books. That we can read
God
them.
Bless you. God bless you.
Right, Member of Parliament for Wild West constituency, Honorable Peter Atobu, and he has touched on all of these matters that I didn't even need to have to call a lawyer John Agbote. And I'm very grateful to you also for having stayed with us. We've much elapsed our time. I'd say good night to you, and I pray that when you pray, you say a prayer for Ghana. A coup is certainly not needed. Have a lovely evening. When you sleep, sleep well.
Osabe